Welcome to TechbrothersIT. In this video, we are going to work on transformation of arrays and maps in PySpark. We will be working on a transform, filter, zip with and other functions. Here is our sample data for arrays. So you can see that we have name column here, and then we have array column. So there are different values in these arrays. Now we are creating a data frame by saying a df underscore array. That's name of my data frame, and I'm using spark.create data frame function here to create the data frame. Now I will be using this sample data, and then here I will be using the list of the column. So I have name and the numbers. So name will go for these values, and then numbers will go for the array. Here once the array is created, we are printing that out by using a show function. So let me show you the data frame first, and then we will start working on the functions. So here is our original data frame, and we have name here, and then we have numbers. That is the array value right here. Okay, now we are going to go back here and take a look on our very first function called the transform. Now apply a transformation to each element in an array. So let's say you want to multiply these all the elements with the 2, then we can use this transform method. So here I'm creating a new data frame called df transform, and I'm applying on a df array. So here we are saying df underscore array dot select. So select the data from a df array, and what you want to select is a name column. Then we will apply the transform function on which column? On numbers. That's what we have right here, all these array here. And then we are saying lambda x, so this is a function we are applying, and for x, so these are the values, these are all the values you have right here, these are x value, and then we want to say we want to multiply with 2. So this is gonna help us to apply with each element with 2, and we alias this new column as the transformed numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look, and then we are finally printing that out by using show function. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this, and our each number should be multiplied with 2. So you see that we have we had 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5, and now it is multiplied with 2, and this is also multiplied with 2, and everything is multiplied with 2. So this is how you can do that. If you want to do more, like, hey, guess what, I want to add 2, so that's also possible. You can do any transformations, so whatever you want to work on, you can do that. So here now we have added 2 to each of the element here. So you can see that there was 1, and we added 2, that make it 3. There was 2 value, then we added 2, that make it 4, and then there was 3, so we added 2, that make it 5. So you can change your formula, whatever the transformation you want to do that. And I'm going to leave this, so I will put in the description so you can use and experiment. Here we are looking into the exists function. Now check if predicate hold for any element in the array. So we can check for different values, and here I'm creating a new data frame df exists, and I'm applying a df array, that's our original data frame, and selecting the column name, and then I'm applying exist function on the numbers, that's our array column. And I'm saying lambda x, and checking for the element, so x is greater than 30. So if any of them has a value greater than 30, so see here, this one does not have any number that's greater than 30, but rest of pretty much every value we have is greater than 30. So you see that we have this is equal to 30, this is greater than 30, and then we have all the elements in this one greater to 30 as well. So now if we go ahead and execute this one, we are going to take a look. It's going to return us this result. You see that? So it says exist over 30, so false, because in the first row we didn't have that, but in the rest of that we had the values which were greater than 30. So you can check if we would have I don't know, if you can apply so many possibilities depending on your needs. You will be able to apply this exist function and check the values that you need to check. Now for all function, it will check if predicate holds for all elements in the array. So we are checking if x is greater than 5. So for all that, right? So here we see that number 1 is not greater than 5. So there are 4 of these guys are not greater than 5, but rest of here in these 3 records we are seeing everything is greater than 5. So we are checking for the check if a predicate holds all for all elements in array, and here we are applying that. So we are going to take a look what results it will give us. So we are creating a new data frame here and applying or getting the data from df array. That's our original array. Select a name from there, then applying for all on the column numbers. That's our array column, lambda x, and then x is greater than 5. So and alias as all numbers over 5. So let's execute that and take a look what will happen with our data frame. Now here you see that it's returning as false because I showed you there are 4 values in the first array. Those are less than 5, and that's why it is returning as a false. It has to be true for all of them, and for second and third and fourth record we are fine. These elements are greater than number 5. So here as well they are all greater than the number 5. Here they are all greater than number 5, but this was false because there are these numbers they were not greater than 5. So that's our condition for all that we were checking if x is greater than 5, but we are doing for all. So that's why. Okay, so you can check these type of conditions according to your needs as well. So here we are applying filter, and filter array elements based on the predicate. So if you want to filter x is greater than 20, so we want to just filter all the values where x is greater than 20. Now here I'm creating a new data frame, df filter df array dot select the name from our original array data frame, and then applying a filter on what numbers array, and then I'm saying lambda x and x is greater than 20. So here my value in each of that has to be greater than 20. So here we will be probably getting nothing, and here we will be getting some values like that, and here we will be getting some values like that. So because we are checking all of those x value greater than 20, so I'm going to go ahead and print that out so you can see there. So here you go, you see that in the first one we didn't have anything greater than 20, so it returned nothing, and these are all the values greater than 20, and then we have another one greater than 20 and another one greater than 20. So you can use the filter and those conditions according to your needs as well. Now let's take a look on the aggregate function here, and aggregate the elements in an array using a binary operator. So here we are creating a new data frame called df aggregate, and we are going to use our df array data frame that we have created at the start, and then selecting the name column from there. And then we want to apply the aggregate function, and on which that's an on numbers array column. And here I'm saying lit 0 cast as big integer. So I'm defining a starting point for this sum. So this will start with 0, and then we will have this third parameter here that's called lambda acc, and then what we are doing in the end x and the acc plus x. So what's going to happen, this is going to have a first 0 value, then this acc plus x, so next array element will be added to it, and then keep adding all the way, and then finally we'll have this sum given to us. So here is the definition. The first parameter, the column containing the array to be aggregated, in this case numbers, that's what it is. So see right there. The second parameter, the initial value of the accumulator, the starting point of the aggregation, so that's where we have 0, right? And then the third parameter, the function that specify how to combine each element of the array with the accumulator. So when we have this accumulator here, and then we are adding the value to it, we can multiply or minus or whatever we want, but here we are adding all those elements. So if I execute that, what's going to happen, you have this 1 2 3 4 5, and this will add, so 1 plus 2 3 plus 6 plus 4 10, and then 5 is equal to 15. So this will become 15, this will become I don't know, yeah, so this will probably 150, and then keep adding all those elements. So that's what it is going to do. Let's execute that, and then we will see the outcome, and let's take a look here. Okay, so here is our some numbers, and it added all those elements of an array, and that's 15 and 150, 175 and 1500. So that's great, and now we know how to apply the aggregate function here. Let's take a look on the zip with function. So merge two arrays element wise with the function. So here we have let's say just a sample data called data underscore zip, and here we have just the pair 1 and pair 2. These are just value for a normal column, and here we have two arrays. Here is my number array, and here is my string array. So we have that, and then we are creating a data frame called df underscore zip by using Spark .create data frame. Here is my sample data that I'm using, and then these are the list of the columns I'm using for the sample data. We have a pair, numbers and chars. So here pair, numbers and chars. So here what we are doing now, we are creating a new data frame, and we are using the existing data frame we just got created on top, and we are selecting the column called pair, and then we are applying this zip function, zip with function, and on the list of the column we need to provide is the nums and chars. So those are array columns right there. You can see already these are numbers and these are characters, and here is my lambda function that accept x and y values and then concatenate. So I'm concatenating these two of them and just putting underscore and then x and y. So we'll see this will become our x value, then we have actually this, and then this will be your y value, and this is your you can adjust this one. Actually, I don't know, let me see. We can do different things here. Okay, let's print as is, and then we will make changes, and I'm gonna alias this one as a zip. So if I go ahead and execute this one, you're gonna see they were put together as element wise. So one will go with 1a, 2 will go with b, and this next one will keep going. So here it is, you can see that 1 underscore a, and then 2 underscore b, and 3 underscore c. So you can change if you want, if you like, maybe instead of underscore you want to put that I don't know, whatever you want to put, maybe comma or some other colons, or whatever you want to put, you can do that as well. So just depends upon your needs. You are going to change when you are concatenating these arrays, and you see right there, so you can use that. Maybe it's not that great having a comma and then again comma, but I was just giving you guys an example how you can create that. Maybe use this to create the key pair. All right, so but you know how to use the zip with function, and it's gonna be used merge two array elements wise. So this first will go with this one, and the second one will go with this one. But let's say if you don't have the third element, what's going to happen? I was also experimenting this one, and it's going to show you nothing there actually right there. So you see right there, so you just see the 6, and you don't see anything after that. So no null or anything like that. It is just getting you the one element, because there is no other element available right here for this one. So 6, there isn't element for 6. We have elements for 5 and 6. Sorry, 4 and 5. We don't have element for 6. Okay, great. Now we can go and take a look on the next example. Here is my sample data for the map column, and you can see there is data. We have a name column here. We have then key pair value. We have departments here, and then we have salaries here. So you can see department name and then your salary, department salary, department salary. And here I'm creating a data frame by using a Spark.create data frame and using the sample data, and here is a list of columns. So I have name column for this values, and then I have department salaries for this right there. Okay, now once I have that, what I want to do, I want to show you the data frame, and I can use df.show to show you data, and from there I can apply different transformation. So use transformation key to apply a transformation to the keys of the map. In this case, we will convert all department names to the uppercase. So if I want to see right here, I have these department names and I want to convert them to the uppercase, I can do that. And here I will use transform keys. So I'm creating a new data frame, df transformed equal to df. That's our original data frame we just created from sample data, and selecting the name column. and then I'm applying this method called transform keys, and then providing this column here. Once I provide this column, I'm applying a function on it. So I'm saying that lambda k, that's keys, and lambda v, that's value. So I'm not doing anything with value right now, but I can if I want. But right now we are just playing with the keys. So we are saying upper key alias transform departments. So now if I will go ahead and print this and show you what's going to happen, you're going to see all the departments as uppercase. So I'm going to go ahead and print both of the things for you so you can see them parallel. Now we see that in the original the key values were in a small letters, and here you can see that now, and for here we have converted the key values to the uppercase. So you can see right there the values didn't change anything, but the keys has been changed to the uppercase. So I thank you very much for watching my videos, and I hope you learned something out of these videos, and I will go ahead and put this code in the description so you can use it in an experiment. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you at the next video.